Welcome back today, guys. I'm Mitch. It's very nice to have you here with me today. I have a very important question to ask you. In the land of the sport sedan hatchbacks, who is king? Kia now has been knocking on the door of the German automakers for the last couple years with its Kia Stinger product. The Kia Stinger is a 3-liter, turbocharged, all-wheel drive monster that offers many luxury features that the German automakers offer. Today, we have a 2018 Audi S5, also a 3-liter, turbocharged V6 with all-wheel drive and all the luxury features to match. Can the Audi S5 hold its own against its Korean counterpart? Today we're going to be answering all these questions and more, going over the specs, the features, roll some drone footage on this, and I'm going to share my thoughts on why I think this is the best sport hatchback sedan thing on the market. Let's go along for the ride, guys. Enjoy having you here with me today. Let's roll it.
Don't fall, don't forget all the things you've been taught, you've been told. Don't blink, don't run, don't turn left or turn right or look straight at the sun. My mind's going in circles, I'm trying to fight it. Getting these voices inside to stay quiet. Going to the place where all this began. Just start again. Oh, you won't see the light until the dawn breaks. No, till it's all said and done, you won't know what it takes.
All right, so off for a drive we go in the 2018 Audi S5 Sportback. Actually, this is my 2018 Audi S5 Sportback. So automakers have started to do something kind of weird with their sports cars. Actually, their coupes in general. What they have started to do is to make four-door variations of their coupe vehicles. So typically, in previous generations, the S5 has only been sold in the United States as a coupe. You could get various different engines depending on the year, all that sort of stuff. But for the 2018 year, they brought the S5 Sportback to the United States. Previously, you could only get the Sportback variations in Europe. But ladies and gentlemen, we get it here in the United States today. So what does Sportback mean? Well, what a Sportback is, at least in this case, is a four-door car, sedan, and it does have a rear liftgate. In my opinion, one of this car's greatest competitors, kind of like I mentioned in the intro, is the Kia Stinger. The Kia Stinger is very, very similar. It's a 3-liter turbocharged engine, putting out around the 350, 360 horsepower figure. Goes 0 to 60 in sub 5 seconds. Is all-wheel drive and has many luxury features as well. So why do I think that the Audi S5 is superior to that? Why is it the king of the four-door sedan hatchback things? Well, I think that it is the total package. I think that everything is just so buttoned in this car that really you're missing nothing. So let's go over the specs of it. Let's get that out of the way, and then we'll go to my feelings on why I think that this is such a great vehicle. For this particular Sportback, again, it's a 3-liter turbocharged engine. It puts around 354 horsepower down, 368 or abouts foot-pounds of torque. All that power and torque propels this vehicle to 60 in 4.3 seconds, which is pretty impressive for a 4,000-pound car. In the B9 generation, which is what this is, horsepower is up around 10, torque is up around 20 or 30 or so, really giving you a more engaging experience over previous generations. So what does this have that the Kia Stinger doesn't? Like I said, they have very similar horsepower figures in 0 to 60 times. But what do you get with an Audi that you don't get with Kia's flagship? One of my favorite features is going to be the digital cockpit. The digital cockpit is basically Audi's new dashboard system that you get in some of their trims. It allows you to pull the map from the navigation screen, various vehicle information systems, and pull it right up in front of you and change it around to your liking. I also think that the materials used in the car are pretty high quality. I think the Kias are as well, but I think that you just have a greater selection of options in this car. I don't mean to bash the Stinger. I think that it's a great car. I haven't actually driven one yet, but I do have a buddy at work that has one, and they're rather beautiful. They have great materials. It's just, it's a stunning car in itself. But I'm looking for that German thing. German car fast. Which is what this is you put it down and you don't really feel like you're going fast, but it just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling. Everything inside is buttoned up. You have heated leather front and rear seats. You have massaging seats. You just have the whole package. The car handles well, everything. Another comparison I can make is to my old B8 S5. Now, previous to having this car, I had a 4.2 liter S5 coupe. Unfortunately, it was involved in a rear end crash, was told out by my insurance, allowing me to purchase this instead. Now, that was definitely down on horsepower compared to this. The torque figures were much lower. The 0-60 time was lower. It did have one thing on this, though, is it provided more of an emotional experience in terms of what the exhaust gave you. The exhaust in those old 4.2s was right where it needed to be, and it was a great car, and I really did love it. It's sad that it had to go away, but this offers many, many things. Let's discuss some of the interior features on the car now that we are through the specs. This has the Prestige package, so it literally has pretty much every option you can imagine. So starting with the interior features, we have Alcantara door panels, very, very nice leather throughout the vehicle. This particular leather is called the Magma Red Napa leather. It is heated in the front, it's heated in the rear. Very, very comfortable, 3 different settings for each individual seat. 3-zone climate control. It has Audi's MMI system, which we talked about on my old 09 S5. It is updated in here, though. It does give you Apple CarPlay. As previously mentioned, we also do have the virtual cockpit that allows you a lot of customization and giving you those items right up in your zone here, so you can see what your vehicle is doing. We've got an adjustable heads-up display that's full color, giving you your speed, the speed limit, as well as, for some reason, it tells you when to lift up on the pedals so that you can go into eco mode. We don't do that in this car. The seats have a 3-setting massage, which is pretty awesome. It's definitely quite the car to just cruise around in. A couple other items you get with the Prestige package is you're going to get the adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. You're going to get the various Audi drive select modes, which include comfort, auto, dynamic, and then you can set up your own little individual mode to kind of mix those up. The drive select modes basically control your steering stiffness, your suspension, your throttle response, and how long it holds onto the gears for. Right now I'm driving around in comfort, which helps quiet the vehicle down a little bit, makes the exhaust less, and the car is a little bit less responsive, but it is definitely better for cruising around and not quite as much road noise going on here. As I'll show you here, you have a nice little controller on the center console that allows you to go through the MMI system, because the screen in here is not a touch screen, which is alright. It's something to get used to compared to in my Jeep, but it does everything you can need it to do. It's very intuitive to get around. This trim level gives you the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which is pretty good. I think, personally, I'm kind of snooty in terms of what I like in terms of a stereo system. I think that it is a little bit tinny and high-pitched. For my liking, I like something with a little more bass to it, but it does perform very, very well. It has a subwoofer situated under the rear floor in the trunk, or in the hatch, because we don't have a trunk. So now that we got through the interior stuff, what do I think of the driving dynamic? Well, I think for being 4,000 pounds, it's pretty impressive what it can do for 0 to 60 time. I think that having all the drive select modes really does give you that feeling of confidence. This car going through a turn or like a bend at decently high speeds is really flat handling. A little bit of body roll there, but that's to be expected from something as heavy and comfortable as this. This is my first turbocharged car, so I've definitely had to get used to that. A turbocharger does provide a little bit of lag, just due to the fact that you have to build up exhaust gases in order to get that turbo spinning at a proper speed to give you that additional horsepower. Switched into dynamic mode here, and we're going to get through this light, and we're going to demonstrate what this car has to offer. Putting it down. Does have quite the exhaust note when you get on it, and that turbo spools up. There's a little min and max boost gauge on the dashboard that lights up, letting you know that you are in the boost. But then you come off the throttle and the car almost seems like it's a Honda Accord or something. It's very anticlimactic when it's just putting around town, which I kind of like. I like a car that has multiple personalities. Random cool fact about Audis that I really enjoy that they do in terms of their design language is they're very understated. Sorry, there was a Miata there. Had to show them who was boss. One thing I really enjoy about Audis is their understated design nature. This car, to anybody that doesn't know cars, thinks it's just a normal sedan. There's really nothing to point out besides the exhaust tips and the S5 badging to put it as a performance vehicle. Cool. I did choose to go with the S5 Sportback versus the S4 sedan, just due to the fact that I thought the S5 did give it a little more of an edge. It's, I think, more of a beautiful vehicle. It's a little bit less plain. I just think that the lines going down it are much better with the sloping rear deck lid. So, who is this vehicle for and who is it not for? Well, this vehicle is for somebody, obviously, that can, or that needs to have the practicality of a sedan, but wants the performance of a sport car, very simply put. Because of those multiple personalities, it really allows you to adjust to your needs. You can go out and cruise a country road, or you can go get groceries and put your friends in the back. There's child anchors back there. You could put a car seat back there if you needed to, and you can put the groceries in the hatchback. It's a very nice thing to have, is flexibility. Now, who don't I think this car is for? Anybody that needs that excessive performance. I mean, it is 350 horsepower, which is nice, but you could definitely get something that's faster. You know, you can get Corvettes, you can get other various coupes. They're going to have that next level up. In the particular case of Audi, if I was to go with the RS line, I would get that higher end performance that I will get someday. It's just, they're very, very expensive. One of my favorite things about buying used cars is just the amazing value that you can get. This car was purchased in late 2017 for the 2018 model year. It is a real great value. Originally, this car was a $70,000 to a $75,000 car, but you know, I bought it for a fraction of that price, and it's essentially the same thing as a brand new one. I have the same performance, same features. It's just such a great deal. I think that anyone that buys something like this brand new is kind of crazy, because you're going to eat so much in depreciation on it. It's a higher risk purchase. So that brings me to the question of the day. This being a German sedan, sports sedan at that, tell me, what is your favorite sports sedan and why do you love it? Let me know in the comment section below. I always love this to be a discussion. If you guys have any questions about this car, anything I can do for you in terms of videos or advice, anything like that, I'm learning, and I'd be happy to learn for you guys so that we can make more videos and give you guys a better review down the road. But that's about all I have for you guys today. As always, like, comment, subscribe. I love you. Keep the rubber side down, and we'll see you next time.
Looks like we've come to the end of the road. There's no point in running away now. I'd rather sleep until the storm is gone. She'd rather be shooting at me now. I know it will end up in anger.